What's happening, guys? Forrest here, CICHLIDS, we are back for another Q&A video. If you guys don't notice, I'm wearing the same exact shirt. This is because we're doing this on the same exact day, because you guys have been sending me a lot of awesome, great questions to my Gmail account, CICHLIDman09@gmail.com. Hit me up there if you got some Q's. I got the A's. That sounded weird. Who cares? Let's get to it. Got Azul and Blondie in the background, trying to mix it up a bit. How's everybody doing? Hope you're having a great day. Hit that thumbs up if you like the video. If you got something to say, hit me down in the comments below. If you're new and you like the video and you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button, right? Just do it. Question numero 1. All right. This is from Zach. Zach Betta. I get it. It's supposed to be a betta fish. I call you Zach Betta because they're like, alright, Zach. Hey, Forrest, it's Zach again. Hey, Zach, it's Forrest again. Hope I'm not bothering you. You're not. Of course not. If you could put this in a video again, it would be great. Again, not going to happen. Sorry. Get over it. So, again, I love you. I wouldn't have a fish or tank without you. I've watched since day 1 or 2. Thanks a lot for being honest. How often do I change a 35-gallon water? I do it weekly. Very good. And also, what semi-exotic fish would you recommend me getting for an empty 55-gallon? Thanks, and I freaking love your videos, man. You are my #1 inspiration. Never stop making videos. I will never stop making videos. The police couldn't stop me. My grandma couldn't stop me. You, that guy right there. I see you right there. No, behind that guy. You aren't going to stop me from making videos. So, what kind of fish for a 55? If I myself got a 55 and was like, what am I going to put in it? I'd probably go for a pair of Eccyclosoma salvini. Pretty common fish in the hobby, but a very, very, very gorgeous fish in the hobby. Probably max out probably in the 8-inch range, which is a good size for 55, which is only a foot wide. You could probably honestly do a pair in there, and they would have a good, happy time. So for me, salvini, maybe green terror. I had some over there. I think one got beaten up, but that's besides the point. But yeah, probably some salvini. Thanks for the question, Zach. Another question. Thanks again for contributing to another Q&A. Got a question from Josh. Just says Josh. Is that your real name? I don't believe you. Hey Forrest. Hey Josh. I have an F1 Rio Mag Umbee that's about 3 inches long. Very cool. Congratulations. I've heard that if it has dark dorsal fin, it's a girl, but I've only had it for less than a month, and it's growing really fast. I also have black gravel. Does that have anything to do with it? Want to know how to sex a juvenile Umbee. Thanks, Josh. Are you thanking yourself or are you thanking me? There's a comma, so I'm guessing you're thanking me. You're welcome. Skip to the next question. Just kidding. Let's answer this question. Now, this is a common thing with all fish keepers that get a fish and want a male. We see female characteristics, and then we hope for male. Fast growth rate, male and female can absolutely have a fast growth rate. Dark gravel, that aspect of the situation can definitely affect your fish's colors. That's something that absolutely amazes me and blows my mind, that you can take a fish and put it on light gravel and the fish is going to have a lighter coloration. You're going to take that same fish, put it on dark gravel, and it's going to have a darker coloration. Very chameleon-esque. Probably some sort of a natural defense mechanism that they don't even know what's going on. But that's pretty amazing. So 3 inches long, at 3 inches, probably not going to be able to tell 100% male or female. Umbees can be very, very, very difficult to sex, especially at small sizes. My best advice, this guy is just, look at this right there. You're being a very good camera, buddy. Thank you. So, Umbees can be very difficult to sex. So my best advice for anybody out there looking to sex a fish is wait until they're more mature. And I know waiting sucks. I know I've been in that boat myself. I know when I got these two, I was like, which one's a male, which one's a female? When are they going to spawn? How are they going to do it? On this rock, that rock? I don't know. And, you know, it's best, the best way, honestly, to sex fish is to get 2 of them and have them spawn. The one that lays the eggs is the female, the one that fertilizes is the boy. Black in the dorsal is a definite indicator of female in Umbees. Definite indicator, but it is not 100%. Don't take any way this or that 100%. By the time your fish gets to 5 to 6 inches, 4 inches to 4 to 6 inches, you're going to really start seeing some male characteristics. Male characteristics, when it's full grown, a male is going to be a lot more of a blue fish. Females, when they get excited, they're going to turn into that blonde coloration, that yellowish coloration. You'll start to see that a little bit. And once that fish gets into that sexual maturity age, where usually they start getting aggressive, they start being territorial, that's when you'll see some of those aggression colorations. Some people will say take a mirror and put it up against the tank, and when the fish sees itself, it'll usually mirror it and try and attack it. And what that attacking does is it'll flush those emotions and bring out some dominant colorations, so you might be able to tell a little bit better. But at 3 inches right now, it's honestly just a guess. So I say wait a little bit, and if you really want to run it by, send me some pictures. I'd love to see, maybe get some different eyes on it. Maybe I'll post it on the CICHLIDS Facebook page. By the way, if you haven't gone on there, check that out and like the page. You need to go do that, because I'm going to be a lot more active on there. Going to be trying to post a bunch of stuff and get that rocking and rolling. But yeah, at 3 inches, be patient. Dark dorsal, definite indicator. If it starts developing a nuchal hump at 4 or 5 inches, starts coming really, really blue, I mean that kind of blue, more than likely male. Fast growth rate can be either way, especially if it's by itself. But yeah, my advice is to wait a second. From Milky McKay. That is very interesting. Alright, hey buddy, what's up? Love your videos. Hey buddy, what's up? Thank you very much. You probably answered this question in the past, but I'm new to the channel. If you're new to the channel, that's not your fault. Welcome. I would be happy to answer your question. My question is, the white PVC pipe that runs around the room, is the white PVC pipe that runs around an airline? Yes. If so, where does the air come from? The ozone, of course. Duh. Mars. Things. Other question, do you eat fish? Because I'm not sure your pet fish would approve of that. Later. Okay, I guess we're done. He said later. Nope. We're going to answer the questions. We're going to answer the second one first and then the first one second. Do I eat fish? Sadly, I love fish. I love to eat fish. Growing up, I used to do a lot of fishing, not so much lately, because I'm now an adult and have responsibilities and a child, and I don't have all day to be doing stuff like that when I'm doing all day hanging out with you guys talking about fish. I could be, yeah, whatever. I honestly, fish and chips. I'm a big fish and chips fan. And by chips, I mean fries. So fish and fries, but I still call it fish and chips because that's the accepted vernacular. But yes, I like fish, especially fried white fish. I love salmon. Love me some trout. I honestly, fish is probably my number 2 favorite meat. Number 2. Number 1, of course, is a dead cat. Honestly. So question number 1. PVC pipe that runs around the room is an airline. Yes. What we do is we have an air pump, which I have over there. It's Elemental O2, 951 gallons per hour, under $40, cheap, and has been very good for me. Runs at about 35 watts, 60 liters per minute, I believe. Yeah, something like that. Math, it's a thing. What you do is you take that pump and then you run a line up to PVC running around your fish room, and what that does is that fills that. And then you run lines off of that, and those run to your individual tanks so that you don't have to run a whole bunch of lines running directly from your pump all the way to the different tanks, and you can have adjustability and valves and all this kind of stuff and fantasticness. I'm going to redo my air system one of these days. Of course, you guys will be along for the ride. Yeah, it's airline, and I have airlines running off of that to each tank. 3 to Hulk's tank, 2 to the 75s, 2 to that tank, 2 to that tank, and allows me to have a pump over there that basically filters 600 gallons worth of water for 35 watts, which is pretty insane, and I love it. Thank you for the question. Later. All right. You like my in-between question fill music? Copyrighted by myself. This is from Sick Tanks. S-I-C-H, so I'm guessing that's short for sick. Unless that's your name. Sich. Alright. Awesome videos. The Umbees are awesome. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much. If I was looking to put size on my flower horn cichlid, would I buy growth formula or power feed Southern Delight? That is a fantastic question, a question that I don't mind answering at all. Southern Delight, fantastic food. I love it. Now, here's where the real aspect starts. Depending on what size your fish is, because the power feed does have a larger pellet in it, about 6 millimeters. So if you're dealing with a 3-inch fish, probably not super practical to be feeding this power feed. And if it's smaller, for myself, I would feed Veggie Crow. Growth formula to me, switch my situation here. Growth formula is not really the high growth formula that you would expect it to be. The growth formula, which is actually right here, is actually a lower fat food. Now, your power feed, which is right there, your power feed actually has this pellet in here. But what it also has is a lipid pellet. And what that lipid pellet does is it introduces some more fats into the fish's diet. So if you're really wanting to put size on your fish, and your fish isn't some adult fish, phone's ringing, and we're going to keep going. And if your fish isn't like fully adult size, what you do is you feed power feed, and then once the fish gets to like adult size, like Mr. Polkalicious over there, who doesn't need to be growing super fast, then you switch them over to growth, and they eat that stuff. So if you want your fish to grow quickly, I know I answered that with a lot of different power feed's the way to go. My own spinning. And last question. So sad. It's the last question. I'm going to do like 2 more of these videos today. So we're going to have lots of Q&As for you guys. So you guys better start sending questions. Hey Forrest, huge fan of your vids. I have one quick question. If that was your question, it was not a question because that was a statement. Oh, questions? Continues with the question. That makes sense. I'm setting up a 75-gallon aquarium. Congratulations. With an Oscar and some other fish. Could I use just sponge filters? Question mark, question mark, question mark. If not, could you recommend any good filters? Thanks. The second part of that question, I do not need to recommend any other good filters because yes, you can use only sponge filters. This is something that needs to be preached from the mountains because sponge filters, if in a properly stocked aquarium with the right amount of air pumping through them and the right amount of water changes being done, that's a big one right there, sponge filters can rock your aquarium, filter water like nobody else's business using, and here's the cool part, probably the least amount of electricity. And that's where the winning aspect of this whole sponge filtration game is in the fact that it's a very efficient way to do it. There's no motors in your water transferring electricity to your water and slowly electrocuting your fish over years and years and years, because honestly, we kind of do that when we put pumps on our water. Just something that happens. It's not, it's not something that everybody needs to go cut off all their pumps or something. But yes, as long as you're not, you say some other fish and an Oscar. I'll be honest with you. This is where it gets real talk. Hashtag real talk. One Oscar by itself at full size, which is going to be about the size of Hulk, honestly, can get to the size of Hulk, will be a large enough fish to take up the entire water volume of a 75. So that, and some other fish thing, I would watch that and be careful because sponge filters only work so well. If you guys don't notice, my tanks are pretty lightly stocked. I don't have a whole lot of fish in my tank. I don't feed super heavily. So sponge filters have a limit in terms of their biological capacity, and especially a limit in their mechanical capacity, because they're not really, they're a filter that's built to do both, and when you're overpowering it with nutrients, it's going to clog up a lot quicker and become a lot less efficient, because it depends on water flow to be able to work. And if the water flow is restricted by a bunch of gunk and mess from a lot of messy fish, then your filter becomes a lot less efficient, your water gets dirty quicker. If you don't change enough water, you're going to have issues. My big thing with sponge filters is make sure you're changing water. No matter how you stock a tank, twice weekly 50% changes will cover your bases. And you probably shouldn't have any issues with anything. As long as you're changing out 2 times weekly 50%, 1 weekly 50% change will do. Make sure you're doing your water changes. But yes, sponge filters, Oscars, 75 gallon, absolutely, yes, absolutely can filter that aquarium as long as you're not stocked too heavy. Your water change routine and maintenance routine is up, kept, and going. Don't just throw sponge filters on Oscar and then 2 years later decide to change some water. It's just not going to work, and I don't expect you to do that. If you watch YouTube videos, you're a lot more intelligent than that. So that was our last question. If you've got any questions for me, I said it earlier, I'll say it again, cichlidman09@gmail.com. Go check out Southern Delight. I talked a little bit about it today. It's probably the best food that I've ever used. It's my staple food in the fisher. Of course, I do mix in some other stuff here and there, stuff that I've got that I think is quality food. Because quality is quality is quality is quality, and it's not going to hurt your fish if you eat quality. Go over to my CICHLIDS Facebook page. Go like the page. Hit that thumbs up. Looks like this. Click it. It'll turn a different color, and it'll say you have liked the page. Go do it. Like I said, I'll be trying to be a little more active on there. If I was inactive, I'm going to be more active. We're going to get a lot of stuff going on that Facebook page. And if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And we will catch you guys on the flippity flip. Flippity flip flop. Flip flop flip. And don't forget, it's not just a hobby. It's a thing that happens in a room with fish and me and you. Welcome. Goodbye. Wow!